All right. So our hope is that you have been practicing alternate nostril breathing in different ways and at different times through your life. So we can practice preventatively by practicing at a certain time of day for 5 or 10 minutes every day. It's a great practice to do with children, those who are low in energy or wanting to kind of stimulate the flow of prana or immunity in their body and have limited mobility as well. Very, very, very profound for that. What we're hoping is that through the consistent practice, you're beginning to notice the benefits of drawing more energy and life force into your being, cleansing the channels and how that opens you up to more of that energy. Cleansing the channels, which releases whether the physical or the mental, emotional toxins that may be present on kind of all levels of our being. And beginning to notice those benefits in small and perhaps greater ways unfolding in your life. So what we'd like to do now is take you through a practice also kind of as a meditation, kind of tying in some of these things that we've been talking about and maybe giving the mind a little bit of a story or something that it can put its attention on while you're doing the practice. Sometimes something may be good for us, but if our mind is very busy or used to some sort of entertaining stimulation, because most of the time that's what we're doing, it can kind of have that addiction. So it can find practices that are harmonizing or kind of slow, a bit tedious or a bit boring. So what we're going to do is just give you a few things that you can kind of put your awareness and energy of your mind on to help keep you inspired in a consistent practice of alternate nostril breathing. So again, get yourself comfortable. You can hold the arm, you can put some pillows and rest your arm on it. So let us begin by blocking the right nostril. I'll walk you through the practice and then I'm going to give you some things to kind of consider. So you can close your eyes. We'll inhale through the left, and then when you're ready, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, and then block the right nostril and the switch to the left. And one of the first things that I just want to remind you with this practice is I said when you're ready to switch, but actually what I mean is when the breath is ready. So let your first few moments of this practice always be an awareness of merging to the natural flow and rhythm of what your breath wants to do. This is not about you and your ideas of how the breath should be kind of hijacking or ruling the practice. The prana has its root, the breath, the power, the oxygen energizes us, but it is carried through this kind of life force energy. And that life force energy has its root at the core of our being, in the energy of the sun. So it is all knowing, it is all wise, and it resides in the truth of energetic healing. So you don't have to do anything but trust it. So as you're continuing, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, just let the breath guide the pace. And it may be fast, it may be slow, it may be shallow, it may be deep. We're not going to judge. Our first consideration here is no judgments, no anticipations, no expectations. We're just going to let the breath guide the practice. But what we can begin to do is bring a little bit of imagination with it. So when you're inhaling through the left, you're kind of imagining that you're drawing that light in through the left nostril. And then as you're exhaling out through the right, I might have said the wrong thing there. As you're exhaling out through the right, you can feel, you can imagine, you can put a color of light to that breath and you can feel it flow out through the left. It kind of comes up the spine as you inhale. You can picture it. And then as you exhale, it goes down the spine of the other side. So you're going to inhale the breath, a light, an energy up the spine. And then as you exhale, it goes down the spine of the other side. It comes back up the spine of that same side. And then now as you exhale, it goes down the spine. Now, just keep practicing with that. Keep trying it out. There may be places where it's stuck. There may be places where the imagination just doesn't seem to want to work. It may feel like there's kind of blocks or tensions. So just let go of any mental expectations. Trust the breath and allow yourself to be more of an observer, kind of a watcher of what's going on with the breath. So you inhale it up the spine, you exhale it out the spine. Sorry, you exhale it down the spine. Inhale up. And then there may be a moment of pause there where at the top, the breath just kind of radiates through the nostrils, up into the soft palate, between the eyes, kind of energizing and radiating through the nervous system into the brain. You exhale, the breath falls down one side, and there may be a moment of pause at the end of the exhale where the breath just kind of gathers and rests and stabilizes at the base of the spine. So we gather and inhale the energy up through the spine, up into the nostrils, resting in the forehead. And then with the next exhale, it's going to go down the other side. And what we're doing here through this practice is harmonizing, bringing an equanimity or a balance to the teeter-totters of energy, to the teeter-totters of life. These kind of highs and lows and intensities, especially of metabolism, circulation, and kind of emotions. So one more time, we breathe up the spine. If there's a natural pausing of the breath, we just let that happen in through the kind of soft palate, eyes, ears, forehead. And then just naturally let the exhale fall that breath, that energy, that prana down the spine. We inhale it back up the same side. And then we exhale it down the other side. If there's a natural pause after the exhale, you can just allow the breath to kind of gather and settle at the base of the spine. Your connection down there with the earth, grounded and stable. And then just inhale back up the spine and switch sides. So one more thing we can try with this breath is now just take your hands and rest them in your lap, but continue the alternate nostril breathing. So we can also do it kind of psychically. After we've had enough practice, and I would always recommend doing it a few times, literally, physically, with your fingers, blocking the left and the right. But then after you've done that for a while, take a few minutes, always let the last final moments of the practice be an awareness of the breath moving in the left nostril, out the right nostril, in the right nostril, and out the left nostril without you closing or blocking it, just resting your arms and your hands in your lap. The more we practice this, then this becomes a very powerful tool because now we can do it anytime, anywhere. You can be in a meeting, you can be in a situation of conflict, you can be driving even. Sorry, Lukey's tangled in the cord. You can be driving even, and you can use this practice just through the power of your awareness and attention to harmonize your energy. So for the last few moments of this practice today, just let the alternate nostril breathing go. And now through the harmonization of the left and the right sides, just let your last few breaths be an inhale and an exhale through both nostrils, up and down the center of the spine. And it is in this place that we are kind of in a state of calm and balanced alertness. We have the energization of both the power of the sun and the nourishment of the moon. And from that place in the center where we are calm, but we are alert, we can be prepared to make the next appropriate choice in our life. No longer acting or reacting, but kind of being guided from within by that power and wisdom of nature.